Hey everybody, it's your girl. Okay, I'm gonna get right into it today. So I thought I was done with the issue of child support, but after my last video, which was entitled "Your Child Is Not Your Paycheck," I got a lot of feedback and had a lot of interesting discussions about that whole video. So I decided to do a part two to the child support issue, and I have some questions that I want to pose to you guys. But first, I'm gonna give you my opinion. If you have a baby's father or a baby's mother who is willing to provide everything that that child or children need, whatever that, and I mean in the form of actually going out and purchasing the things. Like if your child needs clothes and they're willing to go out and buy whatever clothes they need, they're willing to go out and buy whatever food, whatever may come up. If they're willing to provide financially for that child by actually going and getting and purchasing the things and bringing them to the child or sending them to the child, is that sufficient? And if so, great. Or do you just rather have that child support check coming where you can just pretty much decide how it's going to be used? I personally don't think there's a difference. I would tend to believe, and I'm sure people would disagree with me, but I would tend to believe that if you have a father or mother who is willing and has proven themselves willing to provide for your child or children in the form of buying whatever they need whenever the need arises with no problem, no hesitation, I don't understand why you then go and file child support. I would be inclined to believe that a person who does that is simply money hungry, or they just want to be able to spend the money on whatever they want to spend it on, which 9 times out of 10 doesn't actually benefit the child. Okay, so people will disagree with me. That is my view on that. I don't think it matters. I think the person's doing what they got to do. I don't think you should put them on child support. Sure, a lot of people would disagree, but that's my opinion. What else about child support? Um, Another thing that I would love to see happen, since I'm pretty sure, I mean, I've seen miracles happen before, but I seriously doubt the child support system is going anywhere. Not because it's the right thing to do per se, but I think it would never go anywhere because the government benefits too much from the money that they get from ordering people to pay child support. Because for those who are aware of how the system works on child support, you go and get an order from a judge for child support for your child, but you don't get all of that money. There's a portion of it that's taken out by the AG's office, and so the government is benefiting from people paying child support ultimately. And typically, when the government is benefiting, you can bet that they're going to continue to benefit. So I don't see it going anywhere. But what I would like to see happen with child support is if they're going to continue this, I feel as though since it is child support and it's supposed to be for the support and benefit of the child, I think there should be a tracking and monitoring system in place for child support. I think if you're ordering this person to pay X, Y, and Z, all of those dollars, every single last one of them, there should be a tracking system that the person who is receiving the money has to keep up with and has to be responsible for, and they have to report back. And it has to be documented. I mean, it has to be proof that that money was used for the child. So what do y'all think about that? I think it's a great idea. But I think a lot of people who don't want to do the right thing by the money probably wouldn't think it's a good idea. So that's my opinion on that. So my questions for the whole child support thing is, first question, I want you guys to respond to me. Do you see a difference between a person receiving the child support money from the AG's office in the form of a court order, or does it matter rather? I guess I'll rephrase that question. Does it matter, or is there a difference between receiving the money through child support or the other parent purchasing all the things that the child needs? And I'm going to emphasize the word needs. Not wants, but needs. So what do you guys think about that? And the other question is, do you agree with me? Do you think that there should be a system in place? If you're going to keep this system alive of child support, do you think that there should be a system in place to track and monitor how the money is used, and that the people have to be responsible for using that money specifically for that purpose? And if they don't, abide by that, what should the consequences be? I And y'all may think this is mean. I think that if there was a system in place in my perfect world where they monitor child support, I think that they should, that they're tracking it and you have to report back and that you have consequences, serious ones. I think that parent who has getting the money should have serious consequences if they're not using that money for the benefit of the child and they can't come up with how they spent that money, every single dollar, because there are very harsh consequences for the person who doesn't pay. They go to jail after so long. That's pretty serious. Take someone's freedom. So I wouldn't even be opposed to that person going to jail for fraud of child support fraud or something. I'll make that law up. So that's it, guys. That's my part two. Give me your feedback. Love to hear from you guys. It's been a pleasure. I'll check you later.